We've only got 7 minutes to go here, so I'm going to get stuck in before I wax lyrical about the barriers 12 and 14 winning there in Sydney. The Bobby Lewis comes up next.
And Chautauqua jumped just reasonably. Horses around him did beat him out. Temple of Boom and You're So Good. And also closest to the inside rail. He was being followed Bonhoeffer, or Bon Rocket, I should say. And Lonspresso's a fair way back. So is Akavurin. Chautauqua's back about second last. Speediness is last. 300 to go now. Flambeau's moved up on the inside and went to the lead from Sistine Demon. Elmer's Fury running a race. Tango's Daughter putting in a run the inside. Temple of Boom coming within Cahoots, and Chautauqua the widest runner. They're starting to storm to the leaders now. Out wider, Chautauqua's coming with a booming finish. He's sprinted up on the outside. Chautauqua races away. Chautauqua draws clear by 2 lengths. Temple of Boom second. In Cahoots and Sistine Demon for third with Akavurin and Speediness.
Wow, what a win. Have a look at this in isolation if you can when you watch the replay. You watch Dwayne Dunn. He basically rides this like he knew that was going to happen. He sat out the back watching it.
You know, he's got a massive opinion.
Spring here and now, and he wins like that first up. You've got to be targeting some.
Not going to the Epsom, going to stay in Melbourne, but there's a rich offering on here for Chautauqua.
Ridiculous win, Bruce, absolutely ridiculous. I can't remember an easier straight track win from a horse of that class, and he just didn't throw when he asked him to go. He just had so much horse there, and that turn of forward.
This is the Gill guy coming up with a small field, but an intriguing race with the favourite Chautauqua. A swooping wide when the last time out, drawing the inside gate here, bounding. Another playlist, and all silent. There might be shades of all silent here with Chautauqua. A similar racing pattern here. And
they're underway. And Chautauqua jumps fairly down towards the inside. Getting away well was Temple of Boom, and bound widest runner. He's right up with the leading bunch. Followed just in behind the speed is Final Crescendo. Now let's see, Chautauqua's plotting his course down towards the inside there. River Lad between horses. Limes back towards the end. Longmar's a long way back in the field, and Smoke and Joey down the outside. Coming to the 300 metres now, and it's bounding the leader from Temple of Boom, and Chautauqua getting up on the inside. Il Cavallo wider was beaten off, and then River Lad running on. Here's Chautauqua let go at the clock tower, and he's darted up, and he's claim bounding in Temple of Boom, and he's away and gone. And it's going to be a repeat of last time. He's racing away impressively again. Chautauqua by 3 or 4 to bounding. Good photo for third. Getting up on the inside.
Wow, what about that? Who said 1 alley was a problem? Wouldn't matter if it had 21 alley. It would have won the same. Great to see the Nous have done just right like the best horse it was. 3 back with some cover, and G. Kayla, there was plenty to get to let go with when he decided to let go.
Yeah, beautifully and so easily onto the leaders' backs and then exploding away. You know, what an exciting horse. He got me up and out of my seat yesterday screaming and getting him home. Poor old Kayla. Bruce, touch of all silent about him.
Well, he's pretty good up the moment.
He's explosive, this horse.
He's very good.
He's absolutely explosive. He ran his last 1,000 metres in 54 and change. Now, the record's 55, but that's off a standing start. He's off a flying start here, but have a look at this. He just let him go. Wow. I don't even think he really... He gave him a couple of cuts to keep his mind on the job, but he just keeps getting further in front.
And when you think of it, you know, he's a good man.
Relaxed racing here at Caulfield as we get ready for the Schweppes Rubiton Stakes and Chautauqua. The $1.80 favourite here. It's all went under, but Chautauqua, one of the best sprinters we've got in the country. We've got
100 metre mark. Then followed Richie's Vibe, who's last and second last as they sweep to the turn. Then is Amathon. So 400 left to go. And it's a line of 3, eloping one away from the rail. Flambeau's wide. Oakley Girl on the fence ahead of Atmospherical. Missy Longstocking, the thief. Chautauqua's in a bit of bother here. He's got to the outside, but he's got about 4 lengths to make up. Flambeau's and eloping go to the lead from Missy Longstocking. Chautauqua's coming, and then Atmospherical. It's Flambeau's the leader now. Chautauqua starts to fly. Flambeau's being tackled by Chautauqua. He's finishing the best, and he's got there. Chautauqua ahead to Flambeau's. 3 lengths. Atmospherical just in front of Missy Longstocking.
And you knew coming into the straight, gee, this is not ideal. Good horses just overcome it, don't they?
It's the horse, obviously. He's a proper horse, but in all seriousness,
quite a big field to get through here in the TJ Smith Stakes, the Group 1 event here. More $1 million racing coming up here. Of course, Black Caviar.
You know, Joe's got a couple of other speeds. Significant.
Turn.
And the field is locked and loaded, and they're off and racing in the TJ, and Tiger T's jump well together with Rain Affair, who's going to sit in a prominent at the back, then to Famous Seamus on the inside of Fontalina. Terra Vista's well back in the field in a 3-wide position, followed by Chautauqua and Fast and Rocking as last. Rain Affair leads down the side. Frob Lord of the Sky in second. Lankan Rupee takes the box seat third, followed by Tiger T's on the inside of Press Report. Terra Vista's covering ground from Famous Seamus. Then came Fontalina from Fast and Rocking, and Chautauqua was back last as they start to spread it up now around the turn, and the Mudlark Rain Affair full of running at the moment. 2 in front of Lord of the Sky. Lankan Rupee being popped the question in third. Further back to Terra Vista making good headway. Rain Affair's under siege now from Lord of the Sky. Lord of the Sky races to the lead. Terra Vista's giving chase. Chautauqua's coming with a big run on the outside. It's Lord of the Sky a length clear. Chautauqua is eating up the ground. Lord of the Sky a half in front. Chautauqua's starting to level up. Here we go. Boom. Chautauqua lunged at Lord of the Sky, and he might have got up to win it from Terra Vista third. Then Fontalina from
Sky. Look at that grey nose coming down on the line where it counts. Tommy gives him one slap, and oh, gee whiz. He's won. He's won. Wayne Hawkes, congratulations.
I just let him relax and come back and go around him, and oh, he's a super horse. It's
a bit of a hug there for Michael Hawkes. Chautauqua $3.70 and $1.60. Lord of the Sky at $4.80 and
a third. Group 2 McEwen Stakes is over the 1,000 metres, featuring the return of Chautauqua. It's the favourite, 265 fixed, 250 on the
up. And Chautauqua jumps evenly, drifts back early. And I'm All the Talk is the first to bounce out from Systonic, Flamberge, Sweet as Furnaces. Sweet Emily's fourth on the inside, 2 Flamberge, Kuro down on the inside as they went through the gap. 2 to Tycoon Tara, followed then by It Is Written, a further 2 lengths away. Chautauqua about 8 lengths off the speed as they neared the turn 3. Klashina, the quarterback, and Written Dash around the bend now. Systonic with I'm All the Talk, a length in front of Furnaces, about to peel and go. Then Flamberge coming on. Behind them, Sweet Emily hooks to the inside, and then Kuro. Chautauqua tries to come to the outside, a fair bit to do. Furnaces hit the front. Here's Chautauqua. Oh, gobbles them up with Flamberge. Went straight past them. He's good, isn't he? It's Chautauqua beating Flamberge again. Furnaces ran third. Good go for fourth. Sweet Emily, all Written Dash. And dropping right out of it, I'm All the Talk, and bad last is Systonic.
Chautauqua from 9th. Wins running away at 271.50.
At 16, some of the smaller punters looking for something to back each way, but the bigger punters looking at Chautauqua. At one stage we bet $1.38, now into $1.25. They see it as just a put-in, take-out for this super horse. So, Richo?
He just literally picks himself. I can't imagine a form. His name is Chautauqua.
Oh, Richo, you've got to be so impressed by this bloke. Not only does he have the ability on the racetrack, he's certainly got the looks about him. He's really...
They settle into stride now. Earthly Tiger, the grey, with Thermal Current on the outside, and Churchill Dancer out very deep on the course, the leaders. Scarlet Billows just in behind them, holding onto the rail in a prominent placing ahead of We're Gonna Rock. And down the outside was Noidart. He's sitting outside of Chautauqua, who's just in a little bit of a pocket at the moment. Royal Rapture is next, and Delectation on the outside at the tail end of the field. So coming along to the course proper now. Scarlet Billows using the inside, goes for a slender lead. Charlie Boy coming after it. Earthly Tiger and Churchill Dancer wider. Now still in a little bit of trouble here, looking for a run as Chautauqua with Noidart on his outside. Dunn's trying to find the gap, gets over the heels of the one in front, but it's Scarlet Billows in front now. Chautauqua's asking for the big run. Churchill Dancer's going with him. Chautauqua digging in the last little bit. He picks up the bit late, charges home, and Chautauqua overcomes trouble to win. Photo for second, Delectation probably from Scarlet Billows and Noidart, and then Churchill Dancer.
He eventually picked up, he eventually got a gap, and he put pay to them in a stride. Brilliant riding by the rider of Noidart, James McDonald, who just had...
And the good horses have a great turn of foot, and he's just got a ridiculously good turn of foot. So that's what makes good horses good, and the great horses that are great have got that ridiculous turn of foot like he has.
I know as a rule you like...
A bit keen to go back for the Premier Stakes in Sydney yesterday.
245, 657 for buffering, 850. Shui Candy should roll.
Joe Pride earlier on, so, and also Robert Smurden, so I think we...
To get set for the Group 1 Manikato Stakes. And for the big one. They're off. Caught him in a good line, buffering, and Tiger Tease away very quickly, and also showing good speed just behind them, Rich Enough, but it's buffering for the time being, holding them out, and he leads narrowly with Rich Enough getting up to second. A length away is Tiger Tease. Alpha Misses fourth outside Terra Vista. 2 lengths Ricanti, Fast and Rocking, and they're followed as they run the 800 turn to Rebel Dane. 2 or 3 Chautauqua. He's got back second last on the inside in company with Griante. He's now last actually, up the side and buffering the leader, but he hasn't been able to cross. Rich Enough has retained the inside, and they're 2.5 lengths. In third placing is Alpha Miss from Tiger Tease. Terra Vista getting a nice trail into the race, and then Shrikandi to the outside goes Rebel Dane. Fast and Rocking's held up, and then came Griante, and Chautauqua's going to need his big special run. He's last as they come to the turn. Buffering, doing it tough, but he loves it that way. He leads from Rich Enough, Alpha Miss. Here's Tiger Tease and Shrikandi around the outside. Now Chautauqua's got into the clear, buffering the leader. Shrikandi after him. Chautauqua coming on strongly. Shrikandi hit the front. Chautauqua mows her down, pounced, races away, and won like a champion. Won it by 2 lengths. Either Shrikandi or Rebel Dane with Fast and Rocking's held up, and then came Griante, and Chautauqua's going to need his big special run. He's last as they come to the turn. Buffering, doing it tough, but he loves it that way. He leads from Rich Enough, Alpha Miss. Here's Tiger Tease and Shrikandi around the outside. Now Chautauqua's got into the clear, buffering the leader. Shrikandi after him. Chautauqua coming on strongly. Shrikandi hit the front. Chautauqua mows her down, pounced, races away, and won like a champion. Won it by 2 lengths. Either Shrikandi or Rebel Dane with Fast and Rocking between them for the Miners, and then came Buff.
Oh, what a horse. What a ride, Tommy Berry. Tommy did not panic. Well, he missed the kick. That is how good this horse is.
He's exceptional. What a performance. I'm not so sure.
He's only had one bad blemish in his career, and he's a super horse. He's the best sprinter I've ever touched, that's for sure.
Okay.
The connections, 500 metres out, the horse is last, yet he wins by 2 lengths with the jockey standing in the irons pointing to the sky. It was breathtaking.
He terrorises.
This is the big one of the day, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Group 1 Black Caviar Lightning Stakes. It's the 62nd running over it on track. He opened at $2.50, a marginal drift now to $2.60.
Yeah, last 3 fresh wins have been brilliant. All his straight form's outstanding. The score's terrible.
The Black Caviar, and they're off. Exosphere just took a bit of a left-hander at the start. Chautauqua drops in for the trail leader. Varpensero away flying, and they split in divisions here. Varpensero leads out Exosphere, and they're coming towards the middle to inside. And out on the grandstand side, Japanisma shows the way from Terra Vista Delectation, and Chautauqua last of the 4 out on the grandstand side. 600 left to go, and they're 2 divisions wide apart. But on this side, Japanisma showing the way, and I'd say he's the overall leader in the race from Delectation. Terra Vista, Chautauqua clear air on the outside. The far side now, and McDonald's getting going on Exosphere. He's gone past Varpensero, but can he get into the race? Japanisma leads Terra Vista at the 200. Chautauqua struggling to get near them at the moment. Exosphere's putting in a big run on the far side. Terra Vista's burst through in the middle, 100 to go. Leads from Japanisma, Exosphere. Chautauqua's flying home. He's flying. They hit the line. A photo. Oh, Chautauqua dived at Terra Vista in a close go. Japanisma will be third. 200. Chautauqua struggling to get near them at the moment. Exosphere's putting in a big run on the far side. Terra Vista's burst through in the middle, 100 to go. Leads from Japanisma, Exosphere. Chautauqua's flying home. He's flying. They hit the line. A photo. Oh, Chautauqua dived at Terra Vista in a close go. Japanisma will be third. Back behind them.
He's got there. He's got there in the final bound, Chautauqua.
Things go well. Obviously TJ in Australia, Hong Kong, and then we'll go and South Africa.
How great a race and how amazing that race was in less than 60 seconds. I think it's the greatest, most exciting multi-chaptered race I think I've ever seen.
600 metres, 32.0, put 3 the field, 32.05 for Chautauqua, 21.75.
And then go on to the TJ. TJ's the one we want because it's a
market where I'm sure Chautauqua is the favourite. $3 v Exosphere.
He was just forced there. You don't want to take that away from the winner. The winner is a superstar.
Savage the line.
I mean, have you seen horses? Who do you reckon could run that sort of last 400 metres? 21.96.
Well, probably only, in more recent times, someone like Black Caviar.
Yeah.
So,
oh, look, that's a great...
Comment about the track, please.
As a punt,
Preparation for this. He might just be able to hold out.
And we start with Chautauqua. Last year's winner, the grey for Team Hawks and Tommy.
And they're off and racing in the TJ. Exospheres jumped in the second half of the field, and Chautauqua gets back in the early part. And Fell Swoops jump well together with Flambeau. And going forward is Exosphere into a more prominent position. Just behind the speed is Terra Vista from Delectation. English gets well back, followed by Noidart, fast and rocking Boss Lane. Last year's winner, Chautauqua's last and about 12 lengths off the leaders, which is our boy Malachi. On the inside of Fell Swoops, Shiraz off the track from Flambeaus, then Dothraki. Exospheres working his way into the clear. Further back to English. Chautauqua still back last into the straight. Our boy Malachi 2 lengths clear from Dothraki, Fell Swoop and Shiraz. English is coming down the outside. Exospheres not in the hunt. And Chautauqua's coming with a big run on the outside. Our boy Malachi being tackled by Fell Swoop. Here he comes. Chautauqua. Boom! Right over the top. Chautauqua takes out the TJ. Back-to-back wins. Beats Fell. Back to English. Chautauqua still back last into the straight. Our boy Malachi 2 lengths clear from Dothraki, Fell Swoop and Shiraz. English is coming down the outside. Exospheres not in the hunt. And Chautauqua's coming with a big run on the outside. Our boy Malachi being tackled by Fell Swoop. Here he comes. Chautauqua. Boom! Right over the top. Chautauqua takes out the TJ. Back-to-back wins. Beats Fell Swoop and English. Our boy Malachi.
Well, that surely leaves everyone speechless. What can you say? He is a sprinting machine. From last, the big grey, over the top of them like they were nailed to the fence.
Well, I'm struggling. And to win by a margin in the finish.
Here's the owner. We're going to get to the owner, Rupert Lee.
He's the best horse. I mean, it's always easy to say that when you stand near the number one stall, but he is the best horse. And he's only had one bad race start, and that was on the
First horse to go back-to-back in the TJ. He's won now more than $5 million, Chautauqua. I think that was his best win. What do you think?
Well, that was his 4th Group 1 win, and Tommy Berry's one.
A fetlock issue as well, a few changes to that metacarpal bone. So
best turned out there for his Marfu, so well done to him. And a quick look at jockey challenges are still to go, of course. Kate Young, the Golden Girls with C2 Australia, of course, they're very well represented with Chautauqua and Buffering.
By for the Chairman's Sprint Prize. Race 7 sharp in set. And they're off, and Chautauqua was clearly the slowest out of the gates. Mongolian Saturday away quickly with Penophobia. Aero Velocities charging across. Super Jockey, Not Listening to Me. Strathmore, Lucky Bubbles in behind the pace with Gold Fun. It's a frantic speed up front. Getting back is Amazing Kids with Charles the Great. The Wizard of Oz is third last. A length then to Divine Boy, and 2 lengths away last of all is Chautauqua. He's a dozen lengths from the pace, and the pace is hot with Buffering driving through to lead now with Penophobia. Aero Velocities out 3 wide. Super Jockey, Mongolian Saturday, Not Listening to Me, Strathmore, Lucky Bubbles, Amazing Kids, The Wizard of Oz, followed by Gold Fun, Charles the Great, and now Berry unleashes the champ. Chautauqua to the middle part of the track. Penophobia tackled Buffering with Aero Velocity. Aero Velocity put his head in front from Penophobia. Strathmore, then Not Listening to Me, Lucky Bubbles. Chautauqua is winding up. Aero Velocity joined by Strathmore, Lucky Bubbles. Chautauqua still coming. Going to the lead, Lucky Bubbles. Chautauqua, here he comes, the Thunder down under. Chautauqua race to the lead. What a champion! Chautauqua beat Lucky Bubbles. Third place was more. Then Not Listening to Me, Lucky Bubbles. Chautauqua is winding up. Aero Velocity joined by Strathmore, Lucky Bubbles. Chautauqua still coming. Going to the lead, Lucky Bubbles. Chautauqua, here he comes, the Thunder down under. Chautauqua race to the lead. What a champion! Chautauqua beat Lucky Bubbles. Third place was a Strathmore in the Chairman's Sprint Prize. You are remarkable. Then Mongolian Saturday, Amazing Kids, Gold Fun.
Absolutely, shivers down your spine with that finish, wasn't it? Absolutely amazing. Congratulations to the connections there of Chautauqua.
You see, like it's, I can't believe he did what he did. I've never been in a sprint race where they've gone so quick, so I was confident that he'd run home as quick as he would, but Jesus, to take off that many lengths off some good sprinters.
Very sprint the TJ Smith Stakes. Can Chautauqua make it 3 in a row?
Well, considering the pat to go right, considering the pattern of the day, but he's an outstanding horse. He's won this race twice. He's only had 2 weeks to...
You can really see it with him. He's a complete powerhouse. He's a sprinting machine. I just love the way he looks today.
This is the third of 4 Group 1s on day 1 of the championships. They're going to run a fraction late. Russian.
Can Chautauqua create history with a third win? They're all set and they're off and racing. And a great line out, the favourite, Russian Revolution, the first into stride. Fell Swoop jumped very well, so did Malaguira. And Japanismus well back in the field. There is Terra Vista as they find their positions. Darren the outside. Further back then to Spieth, Rebel Dane. Chautauqua's 2 lengths behind them last. It's Russian Revolution in front. It's Russian Revolution in front. From Fell Swoop, then Malaguira. English is creeping closer on the fence. Further back to Japanismus, come off the bridle. They're followed by Target inside astern. It's being revved up. Then came Tavachi from Voodoo Lad. Darren's out very deep. Chautauqua still last. Fell Swoop goes up the inside of Russian Revolution. Stride for stride. Fell Swoop. Russian Revolution. English comes off heels and the mare is starting to let down. English goes after Fell Swoop. Russian Revolution's run his race. Further back to Voodoo Lad. It's English and Fell Swoop fighting it out. Chautauqua very late. It's English a half length in front. Can he do it? Chautauqua, he's flying! Yes! There's history! Chautauqua makes it 3 in a row! That is unbelievable! He got up to deep. Chautauqua still last. Fell Swoop goes up the inside of Russian Revolution. Stride for stride. Fell Swoop. Russian Revolution. English comes off heels and the mare is starting to let down. English goes after Fell Swoop. Russian Revolution's run his race. Further back to Voodoo Lad. It's English and Fell Swoop fighting it out. Chautauqua very late. It's English a half length in front. Can he do it? Chautauqua, he's flying! Yes! There's history! Chautauqua makes it 3 in a row! That is unbelievable! He got up to beat English and Fell Swoop. Then Top Magic, Target in sight, Terra Vista. Told me that's not one of the greatest moments here at Randwick.
Oh, it could be. It could be. This mighty grey horse. Ride him off at your peril. He has done the impossible today. He's won. Last year was incredible. But today, the way the track's been playing, he was 100 to 1 on the home turn. Great man. If you were going to rename a race, it'd have to be for this horse.
Wow.
What a win, Duff.
Bias?
Duff.
Bias? What bias? Champions overcome bias, and he's a champion. He was going to run last on the turn. What a performance. Obviously, they went out...
Well, but that's why he's the best sprinter in the world.
He is, and you had a play...
Overseas, he blew him away. He's the best sprinter in the world. He's still rated the best sprinter in the world, but
the only horse everyone wanted to talk about was Chautauqua, and that was the real sort of feeling that I was getting, leaving a lot of the social media. Every main talking point is based around Chautauqua, and we'll touch on it shortly, but there was...
It was one of the great sporting off-the-canvas jobs, wasn't it? I mean, it wasn't just that he hadn't won in his previous 5 starts. He was on a track that I think most of us thought, well, this is going to be really hard today, because the rails was advantageous, I thought, for most of the day, and it was just getting harder and harder throughout the day to imagine him winning, and then for him to do it was like an Ali moment, wasn't it, off the canvas? So,
that is unbelievable!
That was remarkable. Take a bow. Everyone involved with that horse, the pure emotion.
It's a little bit, but
we all do it on this.
The great thing about Chautauqua is he's a polarising horse. He's not a perfect champion. He's a escape artist who wins as often as he loses. He excites us because we never quite know with him. That's the beauty of Chautauqua and of the feat. 3 of the great sprints in a row. He's now up there. You talk about the legends of Randwick. You talk about Superimpose. He's now...
Oh, he's there.
He's there with Superimpose.
Well, he's now won more prize money. Still goes to show where he's...
It's his 13th career win. It's his 6th Group 1. I mean, he rightly now sits as one of our all-time great sprinters. No, he's in every conversation from a great sprinter point of view. Dame, you're on...
The race, considering the pattern of the day, honestly, he couldn't win that race. But you just never doubt a champion.
Yeah, never doubt it.
In the old days, they said a Burnborough finish. I think in the modern era, it's a Chautauqua finish.
Yeah, well, you've been involved with horses with...
Sudden, it's still going nowhere, really. Where are we? The 300. Now you think, oh, he's going to rush home and beat a few, maybe run 4th or 5th. But, wow, these horses, it's just words can't describe what happens from here on in. And Yes, all right. Yes, all right. It was a absolute pearl. It was a absolute pearler. She was home, English. She was home. Still going nowhere, really. Where are we? The 300. Now you think, oh, he's going to rush home and beat a few, maybe run 4th or 5th. But, wow, these horses, it's just words can't describe what happens from here on in. Yes, all right. Yes, all right. It was a absolute pearler. She was home, English. She was home.